Welcome to the Community Difference-Wylie. Brought to you in part by Master Networks Wylie and powered by the Difference Media, LLC. Today's show is hosted by Padilla with Texan Window Cleaning, co-hosted by Brittany Welch with Boards by B. Jenny Connolley with TC Roofing and Restoration and Solar, and Angela Tucker, Realtor with Coldwell Banker, Apex. The Community Difference-Wylie was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals. So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share inspirational stories, experiences, thoughts and insights about being a professional along with the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in very special ways. Because the Community Difference-Wylie starts now.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to our show, The Community Difference-Wylie. We are on the first through the fourth week of every month, every Thursday at 11:30. So thank you so much for tuning in. We are so excited for our show today. We have some amazing co-hosts and some amazing guests. Again, I'm Padilla. I'm your host. I'm the owner of Texan Window Cleaning. And let's go ahead and get this show started and bring in our co-host.
Hello,
Good morning, ladies.
Hello.
We're missing one.
Where's Angela?
I don't know. She just vanished. She was just here. But in the meantime, I'm so glad for you ladies to be here with us this morning. How are y'all doing? There she is. Hey, Angela. Hey. Glad to have you this morning. So what we're going to do, go ahead and I'll go around the room. Brittany, I see you first. So let's just go ahead and introduce yourselves and tell our viewers a little bit about yourself.
Awesome. Well, my name is Brittany Welch. I own two businesses. I'm a licensed financial educator and I own Boards by B, Charcuterie, and more. We are your go-to luxury spot for all things charcuterie, grazing tables, catering for events or meetings. And then we also do logo sugar cookies. I am also proud to say I'm the president of the Master Networks Wylie chapter that we are all a part of.
Absolutely. Master Networks is actually a very pivotal reason why this show was started, and all of the co-hosts that are on here are a part of Master Networks, and we love you being the president and are so grateful for you. So thank you for being here this morning. Of course. And I will say, before I even knew Brittany, I ordered a charcuterie board from her and it was amazing. And Brittany actually does my financial advising too. So I highly recommend Brittany for all of the above. Jenny, you're next on my screen. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and your company.
Well, hello, everyone. I am Jenny Connolley, and I am co-owner of TC Roofing, Restorations, and Solar. I am blessed to run this company with my husband and my business partner, who's also one of my very best friends, Matthew Timcho. And we are just closing up our biggest season yet. Our company is in its fifth year of business, and we have gone full circle. Where we started our company 5 years ago is actually right where the hailstorm hit this year. And all of the networking and people and connections and people that we have met have now called us for help after the hailstorm hit. And we are extremely blessed. So we love to call ourselves the silver lining of when disaster strikes. Unfortunately, this area that we live in is dramatically impacted by hail on a couple annual basis. And statistically, they're saying that storms are happening more and more often. So we try to make that process as painless as possible and add upgrades and value to the homeowners' properties and make it very seamless for them to where they're enjoying the whole thing. So yeah, that's what we do.
You guys do a great job too. And actually, Jenny and TC Roofing is one of the roofing companies that we send referrals to. And what I love about them is it's not always about getting a new roof, right? Sometimes not everyone needs a new roof. So it may just need a minor fix. And I know she does a lot for Angela as well for her properties that she's getting ready to put on the market. And so I just love that. I love your honesty and I love that about your company. So love it, love it, love it.
Thank you.
And last but not least, Miss Angela, tell us a little bit about you and what you do.
Okay, well, I'm Angela Tucker, and I am a realtor with Coldwell Banker Apex. I have been in real estate for actually, the end of this month will be my 7th year anniversary. I can't believe
Woo!
time flies, right? So I think this is shaping up to be my best year ever, which is really crazy with the year in real estate, right? Our rates are really high, and I did not anticipate that happening, but here I am and it's happening. So super thankful to all of my friends and family and everyone that supported my business, referral partners, past clients, everyone. All of that matters so much to anyone that runs a small business, as we know. So I actually had a new build walkthrough this morning at 7:30, so I missed our meeting. And then I had another inspection for a different house that I just got under contract, and I called Jenny and I was like, can you do this inspection? I was like, I'm wondering if she's thinking I'm going to be at the podcast because we didn't talk. It was literally like 10 minutes before I was supposed to be on here. So that's how real estate works, right? Those are my days. They're kind of crazy. They're all over the place, but I wouldn't trade them for the world. I love doing what I do. I love helping dreams come true, from people that have bought already and they're moving up to downsizing or first-time homebuyers and everything in between. I just love that I get to be part of such a important thing where people are coming home to their house. Like, that's such an honor to me.
Absolutely. And you crush it. I love watching you. I love watching all of the houses that you put on the market and just your passion behind what you do. I love all of that. You did mention something, and I want to ask you about that. This year has been kind of rough, especially for the people that got into the real estate industry back in like 2020, 2021, when it was easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you've kind of seen it fluctuate. You've seen the ups and you've seen the downs. So what have you done this year to kind of catapult you? Because you're also a top producing realtor and in the Metroplex in Dallas. I think D's best, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, top producer for the last 3 years, top 10% DFW, like, for sure, all the good things, like, and like I say, that's all because of my clients and the people that support me. I love them all. I don't know that I would say I did anything really different. It kind of gets to where you're established and referrals rolling, right? That's kind of any small business. Next year, I am on the hustle though. So I've been coasting at the same production. I got a little higher this year, but next year I'm coming for doubling my business. That's what I plan to do. So I'm going to have another hustle year next year while starting a plumbing company. So it's
well, y'all heard her. I am excited to see it. I'm here for it. I'm so here for it. Well, thank you again for joining me this morning, ladies. And we have some amazing guests. Thank y'all for inviting them. So with that being said, let's go ahead and bring our guest on, Lyndon, and our eye in the sky. And then hello. How are y'all?
Hi, everyone.
Good. Thank y'all so much for joining us this morning. We're super excited for this show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the co-host go ahead and introduce you guys. And then once they introduce you, just tell us a little bit about yourself. And we'll go in the same order as before: Brittany, Jenny, and then Angela.
Perfect. Well, I am so honored to introduce my guest, who is also my amazing stepdad, Brad Kaufman.
Thank you, Brittany. Pleasure to be in front of all of you, and Brittany enlightened me as to what you all are doing, and I think it's an awesome endeavor. With that being said, I am the owner principal of Bravo Kilo Advisors, a boutique firm. I've been in negotiations primarily at violence of gunpoint for a previous life of 33 years and transitioned into business brokering, advising and consulting the last 5 years. And I've made a difference with my clients because I think outside the box and I push the envelope, not only with them, but with their desires to expand their business. So again, it's a pleasure to be amongst all of you.
Cool.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. That is amazing for you to have that in your family, Brittany, for you to be able to kind of bounce ideas off of your stepdad and kind of, share the ins and outs of the business and growth and stuff like that. So it's great to have you here this morning, Brad.
Thank you. And
you're welcome.
She pays me with food from her charcuterie board.
You're so lucky.
Just fine with me.
I'm jealous. I'm jealous. Jenny, you want to go ahead and introduce your guest?
Everyone, please welcome Irma Jones. She is an incredible woman. She is the founder of DPW, Dallas Professional Women. Men are also invited, but this woman took me by surprise. Brittany and I actually attended one of her events, not knowing what we were walking into, and we have been hooked ever since. She is empowering, encouraging, and just a phenomenal leader. So take it away, Irma.
Thank you so much, Jenny, and thank you everyone for having me on here. My name is Irma Jones, and I'm with Dallas Professional Women. So I serve as the Chief Empowerment Officer, and I take that role really seriously. So I've been in the small business world for about 23 years, working alongside my husband. We're actually electricians by trade, so sparkle, sparkle over there, right? So all things electrical in a male-dominated industry. And I'll tell you, it's been a very lonely one. If you can imagine 23 years ago, not having the pockets of community and resources and all of that. So I made a promise to myself that I was going to do whatever I could when I got to a sweet spot to help other small businesses, because I didn't want to see them fail. And so we bring that to the forefront. And Dallas Professional Women, that's what we do. And we pair up small businesses with local nonprofits. So social responsibility is our jam. And so one of the things that we focus on is increasing the profit margin and then pairing you up with a nonprofit local, right? Because support local means support everything local to make sure that the business and our local communities thrive. So that's a little bit of what we bring into our space. So thank you so much for having me on.
I love that so much. And I'm so excited to talk a little bit more about that. And I love your earrings too. And then your yellow shirt too. So it kind of just like electrifies everything. It's great. It's great. So thank you so much for joining us this morning, Erin.
Thank you.
Angela, want to tell us a little bit about your guest?
Yes, actually, my guest I met through someone in our Master Networks chapter that thought that we would match up really well, because I love supporting nonprofits and helping people. That is my jam. That's why I work so hard to do what I can do so I can help other people. And Madeline falls in line with that because I'm a single mother and she is helping single mothers in our community. So she's starting her own nonprofit, soon to be nonprofit. She's already started doing what she's doing and she's going to make it a nonprofit, and she's just helping out the moms in our area. And I just love that. And I was so excited to get to meet with her and partner with her on what she has coming next. So I'll let you take it away.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Angela, for that glowing introduction. So I started Infinite Ministries roughly 4 months ago, and little did I know just how my goal was just to help single moms. I was a single mom for 6.5 years while battling a rare lung disease. And so I knew that this was where my passion was. And so my son moved out going to college, and this seemed like the perfect time to pour into this. And we started helping single moms. My husband helps me, and we provide furniture, finances within the community. We're kind of like the go-to of who to point in the direction for a new home, maybe with Angela. And everyone knows when you get that first home, that's just one of the greatest feelings in the world. And just hope for the cities. I've sent many of my single moms there for financial assistance. And we have clothing for these moms and their kiddos. And I've started even reaching out to our community, which has been like an outpouring for furniture. You know, a lot of these single moms just grab their kiddos and leave the situation. And so they don't have beds, they don't have mattresses, dressers, things that, you know, you'd normally take for granted that everyone has in their homes. So I went and pleaded with a local business to let me get a large storage unit, and she is a single mom as well. And a couple months later, here we are, and I have 2 storage units full of furniture, and we spend our Saturday and then Sunday afternoons after church delivering furniture to single moms in need. So that's kind of where we are. And it's, grown so much that now we're taking it nonprofit.
Awesome.
That is so amazing. I love to hear that. Being a single mom is hard. Being a single parent is very difficult, and finding those resources and like you said, getting a new house is hard enough, and then all the things that come along with it. And so kind of just taking their hand and guiding them along. So I'm very excited to hear more about that. Again, thank you guys so much for being here with us this morning. We're going to go to a quick commercial and just kind of highlight some of our sponsors that make this show possible. And then when we get back, we're going to do the What's Up, Wylie.
The community Difference-Wylie is made possible by Jenny Connolley with TC Roofing, Restoration and Solar. Trust TC to keep you leak-free. Jessica Cooper with Diesel Signs and Displays, the power of advertising. Juan Payon with JP Direct Health. Proactive protection, not a reactive solution. Cordell Reynolds with Frost Bank. Marissa Page with Page Restoration. When the worst happens, let our family take care of yours. Allison Wilson with Community Wealth Advisors, Life Well Planned. Lynn Heverly, Realtor with Coldwell Banker Apex. Trust, knowledge, hard work, and results.
The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie. Together, we can make the difference.
And now back to the show.
All right. Thank you so much to our sponsors for the hard work that they put into making this show possible. We really appreciate each and every one of you. And now every week we like to kind of highlight what's going on in the community. So our segment for What's Up, Wylie.
What's up, Wylie?
What's up, Wylie?
I was waiting for the cue. I love it. I love it. So, Angela, you want to talk about a fun event that is going on tonight?
Yes. So we have Dashing Through Downtown going on in downtown Wylie tonight. It will be from 5 to 8 p.m. We have several of our favorite boutiques that will be participating. It will start at the Blend on Ballard, and some of the other boutiques are Just Jazz Boutique, Dear Sorella, Hope's Gate, Trends and Traditions, Sun Lounge Tanning, and Texas Tushies. And so I just want to read a little bit about it because it sounds so fun and I don't want to mess it up. So first you start at the Blend on Ballard, and then you pick up your naughty and nice list. And then you go through these different shops, and they have different themed beverages and deals. So you get it checked off at every place you go. And then you're going to take it back to the Blend on Ballard to be entered into a raffle. Where the raffles are different items that these stores have given to participate. So it sounds like a great time, and you get festive beverages and you get to shop. I mean, who doesn't love both of those things?
Right? That sounds like so much fun. And if you've never been to downtown Wylie to check out these shops, I mean, even on a normal day, there's a lot of stuff going on, right? So definitely, if you're free tonight, go do that, because that sounds like a lot of fun. If I didn't live an hour away, I would definitely be there. That sounds like fun.
I was just gonna say,
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, I think it's a huge thing that our our shops in downtown Wylie put on these events, because it helps the community right there. And I think it's a two-way street for us to go support that. I absolutely love that they're always thinking outside of the box to create fun events for us.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Amazing.
I agree.
I'll be there.
And then I know Madeline was going to talk about a free service that's going on in Wylie for free gift wrapping. She lost connection, it looks like, but there is going to be a free service in Wylie. If you need some help gift wrapping, definitely reach out to one of the hosts on this, unless someone remembers the name of that event.
So I know it's put on by the First Baptist Wylie, and it's right at the corner of 78 and Ballard. So across from downtown, it's this little building that there was nothing in it, and it's big, and you'll be able to see it says free gift wrapping. They're not taking any tips, any donations. They're just wanting to serve the community. So you can take your gifts there and get them wrapped. That's enough. So go shopping, get the gifts, then take them over to get them wrapped and have a great time. I mean,
there you go.
Right
there. Sounds perfect. Yeah, especially if you've
it.
been trying to get your husband to help you wrap the gift.
There you go. There you go, Tara.
Do not recommend. Definitely go get them wrapped in Wylie.
I do have an event happening too. Shameless plug here. I am studying to be a breath coach, a trauma-informed breath coach, and I am having a 3-week series at Snap Fitness starting tonight. It's free to the public. Breathwork has been an incredible healing process for me with the sudden death of my parents and just the trials of life and things that we go through, and grieving through that and being able to still find your self-confidence and being able to remove those limiting beliefs. It's really helped me to shatter those walls that I put around myself. So I'm opening it for free as I'm studying for my certification to the public for the next 3 weeks at 7 p.m. at Snap Fitness, if anyone wants to come join.
I had a question on that, Jenny, because I did want to go and it's a busy holiday season. So do you have to go to all 3, or what if you can only make it to the last one? Because that's my case.
Yeah, you can come anytime. It's going to be 1 hour, 7 to 8, and you can come to one or come to all, but that's what I'm set up to do is for the next 3 weeks.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yes. And Jenny has a very soothing voice too. So it will definitely help you. Erin said, is that in Wylie as well? Yes. Snap Fitness is in Wylie also. And Janice actually commented, thank you for tuning in, Janice. And she said that event is called Wrap It Up for the gift wrapping. Yeah.
Love it.
Yes. Also, if you are watching and you have any questions, go ahead and drop that in the comments and we can see your questions and answer your questions, and just let us know that you're watching. And if you catch it on the replay, drop #replay so we can keep up with where this is going. So that kind of covers the events that are coming up in Wylie. And every week we do kind of try to throw in a shameless plug for Master Networks, because like I said, this show would not be possible without Master Networks. Pretty much all of the hosts and co-hosts here, even some of the guests, are also in Master Networks, and actually just celebrated my 1 year with Master Networks. And so I can't believe it went by that fast. The second that I quit my job, Jenny invited me to come join Master Networks. And the second that I walked in the door, I was like, just take my money, because this is where I want to be. This is where I need to be. And I kind of talked about it a little bit last week at the Master Networks meeting that, when I first joined, obviously I was thinking, business, I need to be in this for business, but it has become so much more than business. These are my friends. These are my family. This has been just such an amazing group for me to be in personally. And I could talk about Master Networks for hours. Jenny, since you invited me, I kind of want to hear your input on how you got started in Master Networks and, what you love so much about it.
Well, as our good friend, we all know Ashley Bloodsoe, she says you either start your business out of inspiration or desperation. And I had a little bit of both happening, kind of more on the desperation side. And I moved here from Lake Tahoe, California, and did not know a single person here besides my business partner. I just knew that we had an opportunity and there was no plan B. And literally, had I known that roofing was competitive and had a bad reputation, I probably wouldn't have came. I did no research. I just said, I knew that it needed customer service and networking would be a part of it. So I'm like, sign me up. So anyway, I quickly realized I didn't know anybody here. And I went to a local, I think it was like just a meet and greet. It was not a Master Networks event, but it was a networking, maybe a Chamber of Commerce anyway. But I met a woman who was a president of Master Networks there. And she's like, you need to come to our group. So within the first couple of weeks of me living in Texas, I was introduced to Master Networks and I joined immediately. We were, and that was in 2018, and COVID did shut us down. And that's when I stopped going to that chapter because we went to Zoom. But I made incredible relationships. I actually met Brian Podesta, who's one of the hosts of this show, who sold us our home. And one of my best referral partners is still one of my greatest friends. And now, when we bought the house in Wylie, there was not a chapter out here. I went to the Chamber of Commerce here, and there was a guy who came up to me and was like, do you want to start a chapter? Let's do this. And so we did. And we just celebrated 3 years of our chapter being open in September. So yeah, we started with 5 people and became the fastest growing chapter in Master Networks history. We moved from 5 people to 22 in 2 weeks and 2 days in order to become a master chapter. So we hit that master chapter the fastest than anyone else. And now we have how many members, Brittany? 48? Are in our chapter?
I think 50
Is it
or
50?
51.
51. Now we have 51 members.
Are we still at number 1?
It's 51.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Are we still number one? Are we go back and forth with Rockwall, and are we? I haven't looked at. I
I
haven't
think
looked at
we're
it this
number
week.
one.
Oh, we are number one. We are number
Yeah,
one.
but Brittany is our president, and she's very competitive. And so as soon as she took over the presidency, I was like, "Oh, we're going to number one because she's going to make sure of it." That's Brittany for you. If she's on your team, she's going to make sure you're number one.
We
That's
just as
why we're
business
all
owners,
on our team.
it becomes so lonely. We become on our, our isolated island, especially when we're starting out and we're so focused on how can we earn income, how can we take care of our families, that Master Networks has an accountability where we're required to show up every week. And so it forces us to go fill our cup, to go meet other business owners that are in the same position that we are. And it is we say it all the time. It is not about the ROI. And if you're joining the group for to make money, the group is not for you. But the relationships that we have built is just outstanding. And, there are some times when I'm like, I just don't feel like it. I don't feel like going today. And then as soon as I get there, I'm like, yes, this is why I need to be here. And it helps to keep us stronger business owners.
Absolutely. I mean, full transparency. That was me this morning. I was so exhausted and so tired, and I had Master Networks and then this, and then I have another event after this. And so I was trying to talk myself out of going, but I am the same way. Anytime, kind of like, gosh, I'm blanking on the name, but she said it this morning. She was gone for 2 weeks and it felt like 4 months that she wasn't there.
Right.
And so
Maureen.
Maureen. Yes. Thank you. Sorry. I know who she is. I just couldn't get it out. But the biggest thing about Master Networks, because if you go to several different networking events, Master Networks is not a business card exchange, just like a lot of these networking groups are. And so to me, that spoke just thousands. It's very different. It's more training, more relationships, more helping out in the community, like Iram does with Dallas Professional Women's. And that's so important when you're building your business. So I love Master Networks, and I love you ladies, all of you that I've met. And I met Iram through you guys, which I've never would have met, and through had I not joined Master Networks. So it's amazing. I love it. And Angela, what about you?
So I actually was in a different Master Networks chapter, because I will tell you, they're not all the same. If you do want to join Master Networks, you probably need to find the place that's right for you. And it was somewhere else. And not that it wasn't a great group. I just already had so many connections in Wylie. And so there was another realtor, and then I decided to come over whenever they left. So that all kind of worked out. But I love Wylie. There's a reason I'm here. I've lived in other places in kind of all over Collin County. I grew up in Plano, and then I lived in McKinney and Frisco and everything else, but you just don't get the same community feel that you get here. So it's so different. It's like people genuinely care about each other in our group, and it's not just pushing business 24/7. They actually care about you as a person, how you are doing, how your life is going, and they really want to help one another. So I really love that. I love networking. I knew Iram from, I think, before anybody else on this podcast knew. He actually reached out to a lady that's like my mom that I had on my very first podcast, Susan Washington. She has an incredible testimony, and she spoke at Fellowship of Professional Women in Dallas. Iram was the one who got her to do that. So that's when I met her. I went to the DPW business boost classes like all last year. So we have a good relationship. I see we're in the junior league together of Collin County. Like everywhere I go, I'm running into Iram, right? And it's like, she's an amazing person to know. And I just am always in awe of everything she does. Like her time management skills are on point, so much that I think that the New York Times did a study on your time management. Is that correct, Iram? Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Together, y'all. If you're trying to be like somebody, it's Iram.
I'm telling you what.
Goal, 2024 goal for sure.
Yeah. For sure. But I love just the support, the connection of everybody, women supporting women. I mean, there's guys there too. Thanks for coming, Brad. But like that woman boss babe energy that we need more of in this world. Instead of competition, it's collaborating and helping each other out, and uplifting one another, because it's hard. It's hard for anyone, but it's especially hard in the male dominated industries, electrical like Iram, and I'm going into plumbing. So that's not a woman dominated industry. So I love all of it. I love people. I love relating. I love helping other people. So all of it kind of goes together. So that's what I love about Master Networks, networking all together, and Iram.
And Iram, I love it. Yes. Yes. Everything you said. I love it. Well, we're going to take another quick break. And then when we get back, we're going to go straight into talking about our guests and getting to learn a little bit more about them and what they do and how they help out in the community and, why they started their business. So let's go and take a quick break and see some more of our sponsors.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
JP Direct Health offers affordable health insurance solutions for individuals, families, and small businesses specializing in custom coverages to fit your needs and budget. JP Direct Health offers comprehensive benefits, including PPO health plans, accident and critical illness coverage, dental and vision, health matching accounts, along with telehealth at no cost per call. Call JP Direct Health today to learn more about how we can help you protect your health and your budget.
Do you want your home or office to sparkle? Then call Elite Diamond Cleaning today. From basic cleaning to deep cleaning, and using only the highest quality cleaning products and equipment, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Our team of experienced cleaners will work quickly and efficiently to clean every nook and cranny, taking care of all the details so you don't have to. With a variety of pricing options to fit any budget, you can be sure that you are getting the best possible price. Call Elite Diamond Cleaning today at 214-300-9876 to schedule a free estimate. Your home and office is a diamond. Let us get it out of the dust.
Are you looking for new or more reliable and affordable home services? Look no further than Utility Connect. At Utility Connect, we understand that every customer is different. Thanks to our partnership with The Difference, our free concierge service seamlessly shops all of your utilities and services for your home or business with one easy phone call. So what are you waiting for? Call Utility Connect today and experience the difference. For more information, give us a call at 469-414-2033 or visit us at www.utilityconnect.net/thedifference to learn more.
Are you a business owner looking to grow your company? Get fast, easy financing up to $5 million with no minimum FICO score required. Apply in 60 seconds and get funded in 24 hours. Call Jim Thomas at 214-629-7223 to talk to a financing professional today. Your business's future is waiting. So don't delay. Call now and tell him that you saw him on The Difference.
And now back to the show.
All right, welcome back. I am so excited for this part of the show. We get to learn more about our guests. So if you're tuning in and you have any questions for our guests, go ahead and drop those in the comments and we can get those answered for you. Thank you again for joining us today, guest and co-host. And so what we're going to do is just learn a little bit about you. So we'll go ahead and start with Jenny. Jenny, if you've got any questions or highlights for your guests, then more than welcome to ask any questions.
Awesome. I mean, Irma has so much knowledge, and I'm excited to hear from her. So I'm just going to pass it over to her.
Oh, well, what do you want me to? What do you want me to?
What I'm actually really curious about, what I would love to know, what is your morning routine like? With someone of a high performer like you that is operating with so many different hats, how do you start your morning?
Oh, absolutely. So I start with this concept, and it's a mindfulness concept called Ikigai. Ikigai. I think I spelled it right. I'm a horrible speller, but listen, it's called Ikigai. And what that means is you are only operating and putting your energy towards things that absolutely fuel you. So I don't do anything that I don't like to do. So I have just basically gotten you off the hook from washing dishes and all of the other things that you don't like to do that you can delegate. So I am the delegations queen. On top of that, I work with a lot of checklists, but this is what happens. Okay. I wake up when my eyes basically open up, and that's anywhere between 4:30 a.m. to 6 o'clock a.m. And I got my day started. And when you learn about this concept of Ikigai, it basically means that you're living this life of so much positivity, purposefulness, as well as being productive. So you don't need an alarm clock to get up. Your body just wakes up because you have things to do and you're just in tune with that. So I don't have an alarm clock that wakes me up. I just basically put my feet on the ground and go, okay, this is what I'm going to do and get done today. I start with a time management concept that I introduced Angela to, which was the Eisenhower matrix times 100. I actually have it with me over here.
Wow, do tell.
So this is what I use, and I've been using this for like over a decade now. And basically what I do is I chop my life up and I go, what is really important, like urgent high, that if I don't get to it and I'm the only one in the world that has to do it, what do I have to do and how quickly can I get that done? And let me make sure I put realistic expectations. So I work under those guidelines. I start my day off with it and I end my day with it. So basically I get to cross off everything off my list, and anything that I don't get done, I'm very transparent to pass it over to someone else. And so that's what I do, holding myself responsible. There's a lot of self-care that goes into it, which is not accepting things that people just want to put on your plate because they don't have time to get it done. So I say no more than I say yes, because I want to make sure I protect that energy, time, and space to get things done that actually require, that level of finesse. So that's how my morning starts. It starts off with prayer. So as I do that, I'm a very spiritual person. So I pray through things, deep level praying. So I don't pray like this, like, okay, Lord, let today be a profitable day. No, I actually go, can we equip the people that need the help to make sure that they're heavily funded so the estimates that we send out can be approved? Like, that's the level that I go.
Yes.
It's a little bit more deeper than that. And I make follow-ups and I make sure that I have my next 24 hours planned out. So that's how my morning routine looks like. So it's reading, making sure I understand what the markets are heading for. I serve as an advisor for several different industries, not just the construction industry, but service-based as well as banking, automotive. So I have to be completely in tune with a clear mind of what are the most important things that are shaking up the industries happening and how can I react, because I have over 100 clients a day that can pick up the phone at any time and go, Aram, there has been a new regulation. My company has to pivot, or something is groundbreaking. We didn't expect the market to hit this way. What should I do? So because I'm that person that's part of their team that gets called upon, I have to be fresh and in tune 100% of the time. So I have to really put my kind of schedule my time very mindful in the morning to take on those type of calls. So I hope I didn't overwhelm you when you're
when do you allow those calls to start coming in?
You know what? Anytime. It can be as early as 5 a.m.
You allow those
allow them to come in, because by 4:30, 5 a.m., I'm already kind of functional, kind of reading through things, except on the weekends. And I normally know if there is something bubbling up in the evening to allow that space. So I'm going to give you an example. On the real estate side, when those banking rates started fluctuating and stuff like that, I had property investors and just large portfolio, companies head down and go, all right, what should we do? Are we in the right space right now? Let me share some things with you before I walk in the meeting. And I only have like 2 hours of like crunching in numbers and marketing pieces. And I'm like, well, let's make sure that you're communicating the right thing, because my background is also in crisis communication, because I served in regulated industries. So it's very important to communicate and set the right stage, because otherwise you all know this, right? If you don't communicate, people panic, right? So it's being on that end of the phone going, hey, let me make sure I clearly understand what you're communicating and how we can make this a little bit more softened, but transparent enough that people are doing actionable things. So that's a heavy load to take on in the morning, but something where, after you've been doing it for plenty of years with a rhythm, you just kind of get used to that. So that's what I use, the Eisenhower matrix.
And I know that. You've trained me on that.
And we call it a data dump. So that's how my day starts and my day ends that way.
Nice. Yeah, I love it. Also, if you guys are interested in contacting any of our guests, their info is below whenever they're talking. So it should have their name, their email, and their phone number. And then we'll also, give you guys an opportunity to give that information whenever we close out too. Brad, I am curious, what is the most rewarding aspect of your work and then the most challenging?
I think the most rewarding, Tara, is when business owners successfully sell their business and create or continue their legacy. I often remind business owners that their business perhaps has been another child that they have raised for 20, 30, 40 years. And at some point, that child matures and goes off on their own. And that's their segue into retirement, taking up a fishing pole, selling their business to their partner or a private equity group. But to continue their legacy is my goal. Having a retirement income, I'm less driven that I became a broker for profit. I became a broker to build my portfolio, as a couple of other brokers have told me. I say that with the confidence of a man that does not need more than what is on my back. And I've gone without before intentionally. But when I can create that legacy and continue a legacy for business owners, whether it's the current business owner or the business owner to be, that brings joy to me. I've got two friends that both sold their vet practices, and they were tickled in the money that they garnered. I'm in relationships with both of them on a cigar scotch relationship, and we often talk business, and they are like kids in a candy store because of the value that was brought to them with my assistance. Go ahead.
Do you find it challenging sometimes to talk people into selling their business, or do you help them create or develop an exit strategy?
The hardest part for me is convincing business owners to have an outside look, because oftentimes, we wear our title, we wear our badge, we wear our position in the company, CEO. It's on my shirt, it's on my marquee, it's on my car. You can't tell me anything. I'm the business owner. And I said, okay, great. Let me look at your financial statements and your balance sheet. And I asked them what they want to do. And, the expectation is on $100,000 revenue, they want to sell their company for $10 million. That's not going to happen. No. That is a phenomenal multiple. There are phenomenal multiples to sell your company. With that being said, I am the devil's advocate. I am the outsider looking in because I don't have that business acumen. I'm not afraid to call somebody's baby ugly. And as you all, especially Hiram knows, in a male-dominated world, and Jenny, as well, venturing into the plumbing aspect, I often tell my male business owners that when their business is not where they want it to be, I presume that the baby looks like them, and they lean over or lean into me and say, Brad, what exactly are you saying? And I tell them, I say, well, if you're like me, you married up and your wife is probably very attractive. So let's make that baby, your baby, look like your wife.
Oh, there you go. Good analogy.
There's a local business owner who has 15 businesses. Kids, settle down. Has 15 businesses, and he and I met, and I told him the same thing. It's much like having a relationship. And he leans over and he says, Brad, I've been married 7 times. That's not an analogy. And I'm like, oh, woe is me. Sorry, Jesus. This was not the time to mention that analogy, but he got what I was saying. And I ended up speaking in front of 500 of his employees, and the majority of them came up and said, you're a godsend. Where have you been? And I'm like, at home for the most part, or flying and driving with my canine or my teammates. And they're astounded to hear my background and to have transitioned from, like I said, negotiating at violence of gunpoint with heavily armed teammates and a couple of phenomenal canines to now I negotiate with talking points over charcuterie boards and a glass of wine, and being bribed with things that don't go boom, and things that have lasting effects, not immediate effects.
Well, I know the charcuterie board definitely would convince me to do anything at this point. Well, I love to hear that about you, Brad. We got to take another quick commercial break. And then when we come back, I want to hear a little bit about Madeline. So let's kick off that commercial break and we'll be right back.
The Community Difference-Wylie is made possible by Paul Fisher with Certainty Home Lending, Close with Certainty, Brittany Welch with Boards by B. It doesn't get any cheddar than this. Melissa Mancini, owner of Melissa Mancini Photography. Don't let your babies grow up to be JPEGs. Caitlin Fiesel with Elite Diamond Cleaning. Your house is a diamond, let's get it out of the dust. Dallas Jones with Rementis, bringing your memories back to life. Angela Tucker with Coldwell Banker Apex, here to help you discover your real estate dreams and build wealth through all stages of life.
And by Padilla with Texan Window Cleaning. Don't let dirty windows be your pane in the glass. The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie. Together, we can make the difference.
And now back to the show.
All right. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in still to our Thursday, the Community Difference-Wylie show. And before our break, we got to hear a little bit more about Iram and Brad and what they do and their daily time management. So Madeline, we've got you back. So I have a question for you.
Okay,
you are
yes.
helping out single women and you're starting your nonprofit. So I'm curious, what does success look like for you in this new venture that you're starting?
Well, I can honestly say success for me is at the end of the day, knowing that I did everything I could to help a single mom get back on her feet. We've provided Christmas for a couple of single moms in the community. And when this past Monday, a team of us, there was 3 of us, hauled Christmas presents to this mom's house. She works from home. And just the look on her face was complete shock that so much love and attention went into these gifts for her kiddos. And, you know, things that we think about that we dread, you know, I've got it like with my son, we'd be rushing around to get the latest Lego, you know, and you're thinking, I've got to get it. You know, this is what he wants. And, you know, you take for granted sometimes what a big deal is to be, you know, a parent reaching out for help just to, you know, to be able to get these presents. So that was definitely my win for the week. I was hugging her and crying as well, just with joy. And that's another example where our community reached out and helped me. This woman has 6 children, and I just put the word out, hey, you know, I want to provide Christmas for this family. And the outpouring was just phenomenal. And I had Christmas presents for 6 kids, not counting the mom, in about a week. They were delivering, bringing them to the house. And it was just the outpouring from our community just, you know, made me realize we have so much, you know, love to give. And honestly, my end game is to have single moms pay it forward to help other single moms in need down the road. And it's a blessing for me to be able to help.
I love that. And Angela, I know you're super passionate about this cause too. So who, I think, was it Allison that connected y'all? I mean, she was.
No, it was Janice, actually. Janice, who
Yeah.
was chiming in earlier. So Janice connected us before
Janice,
she came to
yes.
Master Networks. And then it was like, oh yeah, like we were supposed to be connected. And I
Right.
love
Yeah.
when those connections happen. And then,
Spot
just
on.
I
sharing
knew within
stories
5 minutes
Mhm.
or
Yep.
less that Angela was just a phenomenal person that I wanted to work with, because she gets it, and I think it's important to have those special people in your life.
Absolutely. And I think I don't know if I've said it on here before or not, but I wouldn't be at the place that I'm at in life without the organizations, the mentors, the people that God placed in my life along the way. I wouldn't be where I'm at. So I think it's so important to give back to that and to help someone else once you've gotten where you've gotten.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, when I was growing up, my dad was unfortunately in the prison system. And so my mom was also a single mom. And I didn't know anything about, the angel tree or anything that they could do for children in the community. And just one Christmas morning, we had a knock on the door and all of these gifts showed up. And I had already had it in my mind. My mom was doing the best that she could for me. But unfortunately, at the time, it wasn't very much. And so she didn't even know that they were coming. I think my grandma was actually the one that put me on the angel tree. And I know it's more than gifts, right? But as a child, your mindset is, it's so different. And so when those gifts showed up on Christmas morning, I mean, it meant the world to me as a child. So thank you for everything that you do in the community, because that means a lot. That means a lot. So every month we have a new topic, and November's topic is the future of local businesses in a rapidly changing economy. Anyone want to volunteer to talk about this first?
I can go first.
Sure.
I think that, just kind of speaking to what I said earlier, this hasn't been a great year in real estate for a lot of people. The rates have been higher compared to the last couple of years for sure. But yet I had my best year ever. My friends know, but I didn't even sell a house for the first 3 months of this year, which has never happened to me since the beginning of real estate. But my dad passed away in October, right? So it kind of lags. That's how real estate is. You got to keep yourself going in your pipeline. But I made a comeback. I'm always like, I could make a comeback, So I think no matter what the economy is, it's you. It's you, it's your mindset, it's what you decide to get up and do every day. No matter if it started out bad, that doesn't mean it has to end that way. So it's all in your mindset and getting up and doing the activities and planting the seeds. It's hard. It's difficult when you're planting all the seeds and nothing's coming out of that. Nothing's sprouting, nothing's happening. But if you continue to do the activities that you know that you need to do, it's going to happen. Maybe not in the time frame we want, because we like instant gratification, of course.
Right.
But you're putting in the work, it's going to produce and you're going to make it. But you have to be committed and you have to decide that that's what you want to do, because being a business owner isn't for everyone. So you have to make that commitment and you have to stick with it to see the other side, which everyone thinks is so easy going into business, right? We all we feel that way, right? Everyone's like, oh, she's so lucky. They're so lucky. Da, da, da.
Must be nice.
Luck, right? I wish that was luck. I wish that I woke up and it was like this. There was a lot of years of planting the seeds and doing the things I had to do to be able to be here. So just continuing to do what you need to do, getting up every morning, having a morning routine is huge for me. I feel it in myself. If I do my morning routine versus when I don't, if I'm in a hurry and I don't get it done, I feel blah. But if I'm doing it and I'm like, okay, I'm starting with my gratitudes, I'm praying, I'm going through my daily affirmations, all the things, those things, looking at my vision board. I'm huge on vision boards. So those things are the things that keep you going when your day's like, it started out well and you set this is your why. This is why you're doing this. And then from there, it kind of flows. So
Yeah, I love that. And like Jenny said earlier, you're not going to wake up every day and want to do everything that you're supposed to do or everything that you have on your schedule. But at the end of the day, your goals don't care about your excuses. And I'm not going to lie, I've had to tell myself that a couple days this week in the shower and just keep repeating it, because there comes those times you're not always going to feel motivated. You have to motivate yourself and continue to do the thing. And I think doing the things that you enjoy kind of help that a little bit. And time management, absolutely. And so that has definitely helped me in all of this. And Lyndon said, fortunately, everyone loves cheese. So there's no difficulty in that economy.
Well, here's the thing that it is, because I think that everybody loves cheese, but I don't think that everybody has the value of what that cheese is worth. Because unfortunately, charcuterie is not a cheap food. It's not something where you're throwing it in the deep fryer and bringing out flautas or tacos. Not that those are bad. It's the labor involved in charcuterie. It's that kind of thing. So I think one of the biggest things to do as a business owner in charcuterie or in any business, when the economy is changing, you've got to be able to change as well and pivot. Still doing what you're doing with the right mindset, but you have to pivot. So what I did was a little over a year ago, I'm doing my charcuterie. There's plenty of business out there. I have an abundant mindset, but also I was like, what can I do to set myself apart? So I invested in a really expensive machine that allows me to do edible printing. And so that's how I'm able to do my cookies and print on crackers and graham crackers for individualized s'mores kits. Again, it's pivoting to set yourself apart, to show the community why they should spend their hard-earned money with you versus maybe your competition. Or I think it's pivoting, and it's also being vulnerable. We talked about this in Master Networks today, but being vulnerable and sharing who you are and your story with your following, or with your social media. I guess following would be the right word, because I think that gets you from being just a business person to being a person in general. And people do business with those that they know, like, and trust. We hear that all the time, but what does that really mean? They want to know who you are and build that connection. And that's why they end up staying. I have people who have just placed their very first order for me, but they've told me, I followed you from when you first started. And I think as the economy changes, it is staying true to the value of what you bring to the table. I do think that means that there's something that falls on our shoulders, that we need to educate the audience as well. I like to say that people are blissfully naive. I am blissfully naive to what goes into Texan window cleaning. Iram, I am blissfully naive to being an electrician. Angela, blissfully naive to real estate roofing. Pops, I am blissfully naive to what it took to be SWAT all the way to an ATF agent to now a business advisor, everything. But I also want you guys to educate me as your audience, so that way when you do present something to me, I see that it's 1,000% worth it when the economy is changing. And I hope that I'm making sense with that.
You're making 100% perfect sense, because kind of like I told you, and not only did you pivot by adding more services to what you're already doing, you also started a new side hustle. And whenever you brought that side hustle with the wealth advisor and the financial advisor to me, I told you, I've talked to several different people about this same topic. And at the end of our conversation, I was still as blissfully naive at the end that I was at the beginning. But whenever I talked with you, you educated me and you walked me through, and you literally held my hand and made me understand everything that we talked about. So everything that you just said made perfect sense. And thank you for doing that for me too. And I know you've done that for several of the other people that you've helped too. And Iram, you said differentiators and standing out and marketing more. Expand on that a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So I love everything that I'm hearing over here. So being an entrepreneur doesn't mean that you're a business owner. Like the textbook dictionary version is you're a solution provider. In order to provide solutions, right, to a problem, you have to communicate that. A lot of times what I see, like just being in an advisory role, people forget that. they think it's all about selling, 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 but they're not solution selling. So what Brittany does, for example, she makes beautiful charcuterie boards, yes, but she's providing a solution. She's the peace of mind to your catering needs, right? So now when you flip it that way, you're like, oh, that's my person, right? If there's a hailstorm, oh, all right, Jenny's my person, right? Because she's going to be able to provide me the solution that I need. So I think a lot of people forget that. And then when we hit like a recession, and listen, I've been saying that dirty word for the last year. It's like, oh, I don't see the numbers. And I'm like, I see the numbers. It's just wait for it. You may have not seen the ripples or the effects yet. But if the market conditions are changing, even if it's in another industry, just wait. Your industry is next. Right? So you can't sit there as a business owner and go, I'm just here to sell and make profits, and that's how I gauge the success of my business. Use something more effective, like there's a concept called the triple bottom line. Are you guys familiar with that? Mm-hmm. That's people, planet, profits, right? And so if you bring all of that into consideration, you would kind of expand your view of what your business brings to the community. Right?
Absolutely.
So with that, you're going to change up your marketing a little bit. You're going to talk in a different way. You're going to reach out to customers, but also you are going to find some of those stretch resources that you can bring to the table. Like Brittany, she went in and invested in an amazing tool, which is the wow factor. Right? Yeah. So what is the wow factor to your business? Don't be a lazy business owner. I know, don't get mad at me for saying this if it stings. But one of my things is don't be a lazy business owner. The other piece of it is, are you truly running your business as a business, a serious business, or are you running your business as a hobby? Yeah. You got to get real with yourself. If you're running it as a hobby and you're doing whatever you want, whenever you want, and doing knee-jerk reactions, your business may not thrive. And if you look at the statistics, most businesses don't make it to 20 plus years, right? Most businesses within 5 years, they kind of crumble. So always look at a different industry and be open-minded, solution-centered. And remember, at the end of the day, you're an entrepreneur, which means you're bringing solutions to a problem. So that's a little bit that I wanted to add in.
I love that. I love that. Brad said niches get you riches is a phrase he often uses. Brad, do you want to expand on that a little bit?
We have to set ourselves apart, as you all have mentioned. If we're average and we're like everyone else, then we're average and we're like everyone else. Milestone Electric, A1 Air, Baker Brothers, all those guys started out as a single shingle provider, hanger. And they expanded their businesses to being bought out by private equity groups. Mm-hmm. They are atypical of service industries. They are atypical of business owners, male dominated, but that's not to say that the female owned plumbing, female roofer, female electrician cannot thrive beyond surviving. So when I get out of my comfort zone, I put myself in deliberate discomfort. It starts with prayer. That is the greatest way for me to input what I need to do, not for myself, but for others and for my kingdom, and to convey that to business owners to get out of that comfort zone, like the Mexican restaurant down the street during COVID. He's the only one in all of McKinney that multiplied his revenue 10 times because he brought alcohol to the parking lot, waiting to customers who were waiting on their food to be delivered curbside. And it was outside the box thinking, and he knew that people wanted his food because he stayed open. And then he sold margaritas and beer while you waited in the parking lot. Now, granted, the straw was taped up and the margarita cap was taped down, but I had a knife. So while I'm bringing home Mexican food, I'm drinking Brittany's mother's margarita, thinking this is a great business concept. But he, as a business owner, thought outside of it, much like Iram has said. When all of us collaborate and collectively do something extremely different then the roofer, the business broker, the electrician, the charcuterie board owner, the plumber, that's when we thrive and do better than just survive. Because if all you're doing is meeting the bottom line, you're not generating profit. You're just generating what pays the bills.
Breaking even.
So top line revenue is awesome. Profit is better, but cash flow is the queen. And I have to say queen, not king, because I'm amongst you all, other than Linda.
Smart man you are.
Yes, I will leave you all with this. If cash flow were not king or queen, then it would not be represented by the windshield in our car. It would be represented by the rear view mirror. The rear view mirror is your profit and loss statement, but cash flow is this big monster windshield in front of us. Go capture that cash flow, because cash is queen. And that's what it's all about as a business owner.
Right.
Yeah.
Hashtag that.
Yes, mic drop. I love that, Brad. Thank you. And with that being said, we're going to take our final break and then come back and have our final fun for the final 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and have that final break.
Awesome.
The Community Difference is a new series of shows powered by the Difference Radio live stream and podcast network. This series of shows was designed to highlight the unsung heroes that call our towns and communities home. And we wanted to create a platform that brings awareness to and reminds folks of the goodness that lives within so many of us. By working with the local community leaders, business owners, first responders, veterans, schools, and citizens, we want to unite with a clear and selfless purpose. The Community Difference seeks to spotlight the people, events, and activities that are producing positive outcomes, inspirational stories, and incredible experiences. In a world that is consumed with negative press, media manipulation, and propaganda, The Difference, along with many others who believe and support The Difference, understands there is no better way to make the difference than to highlight the unsung heroes that call our towns and communities home. We are currently searching for local communities to be the focus of our shows, but before we can launch a show in your community, we need your help. We need you along with local business leaders, chambers of commerces, major nonprofits, online community group leaders, networking groups, etc., to join us in making the difference in helping your community be seen, be heard, and be remembered. So, if you would like to know how you, your business, school, social media community, church, or your favorite nonprofit organization can be a part of this unique and powerful program, reach out to us today and introduce yourself and let us know how you would like to contribute and bring awareness to the amazing people, places, and events that are making the difference in the community you love. You can call us at 972-866-4596 or email us at info@thedifferenceradio.com.
And now, back to the show.
Perfect.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Sorry, Brittany. Typically, what we do right now is rapid fire, and so that's always fun. So Brittany's going to take it away for us with rapid fire.
All right, I'm going to ask each of you one question. First thing that comes off, no explanation. Deal?
All right.
All right, Jenny, favorite book?
You Can Heal Your Life by Louise L. Hay.
Ooh. Angela, go-to restaurant?
Del Frisco's.
Oh, good one. Madeline, mountains or ocean or beach?
Oceans.
Oh, okay. Iram, dream vacation?
Oh, boy. The beach.
Any beach?
Any beach.
All right. Brad, last meal, what would it be?
Crawfish.
Oh, yes.
Of course. He's from Louisiana. All right. Tara, favorite cheese?
Any cheese that you make. Gouda cheese.
Awesome. Good job on rapid fire, guys.
Awesome. Rapid fire is always fun. We did have some questions from Facebook earlier in regards to some of the stuff that we talked about. So Lyndon, if you want to bring those up for us, we can run through them. Oh, yes. This is the book that Iram was talking about. Iram, you want to expand on that just a little bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. So it just helps walk through the model of how to conduct that assessment, take inventory of your life, and then how to put it into practice. And so once you find your ikigai, you basically just stare at it and you hold yourself accountable towards it. So that is the Japanese secret. So take a look, Google a couple of the images. You're going to absolutely love it. It's going to get everything flowing. And last thing is ask people around you what they see in you. Like, what's the hobby? What are some of those things? And you'll start seeing a theme line up.
I love that.
And
what
then
is
what do we
this?
I was talking about the
okay.
wrapping in Wylie.
Yeah. Angela, you want to talk about that one real quick?
Oh, yeah. It's, I mean, just kind of what I mentioned before. It's right off of 78 and Ballard. So they are just offering free gift wrapping. It's an amazing thing. I went before COVID because they had it before then, and I got all my presents wrapped. It was amazing.
That is amazing. And I didn't realize that it was more than one day, but it said December 7th through the 23rd. I think it said 9 a.m. It disappeared, but 9 a.m. Yeah. 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. That Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday 2 to 6. Man,
and then
I wish I would have known that yesterday.
Well, and here's the thing I'll say, guys. Anyone who takes advantage of that, pay it forward because they're not taking any donations. So pay it forward and go donate some food to a local food bank. Go do something. Go donate a toy, adopt an angel tree or something. Imagine if we all start paying everything forward, how awesome this world could be.
Yes.
Well, and I will speak to that really quick, just because I forgot to say this in What's Up Wylie, which it's not really just Wylie, it's all over. I'm sure you guys all know about Toys for Tots. I'm a drop off at my neighborhood HOA here in Inspiration. I also have a drop off at my office in Allen. I got like a church called me yesterday from Wylie, the St. Anthony's Catholic Church, because they forgot to sign up in time to be a drop off. So me and my brothers and my boyfriend went and got like 400 toys and took it to the drop off for them. So it's still dropping off. You can drop off at either of those locations. They have a ton of them online, or Friday is the last day for that. So it definitely blesses those kids, like we were talking about, Angel Tree, Toys for Tots. It's a great thing.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. And so what we want to do now is go around and just tell everyone how to get in touch with you and the best way to get in touch with you. And I'll start with my guest. I'll go Aaron, Brad, and then Madeline, and then we'll go co-host as well.
All right. DallasProfessionalWomen.com. And we have something coming up this Friday, which is the Marketing Mixer Lab, and it is free. So sign up under events over there to get some marketing tips.
I love that. And also everyone's info is at the bottom of the screen if you don't catch it in time too. Brad?
Well, since everyone knows Brittany, I would say contact her to find me first and foremost. Secondly, bravokiloadvisors.com. And I'm in the community. My number's out there. My name's out there as well, whether you Google or go to bravokiloadvisors.com.
Awesome. Madeline?
Yeah, you can contact me through dubosmadeline@yahoo.com. I receive requests all the time. I'm also working with Hope for the City so that when single moms come through there, I'm the first go-to contact for need. So, and we're about to get a website up and running as well. So
awesome. Angela?
You can contact me. Phone is the best way. I'm really going all day. So call or text me 214-549-1930.
Jenny?
I am on all social media handles at TC Roofing, and my phone number is right below, same as Angela. Text is the best way to get a hold of me, but you can call my cell phone or our 800 number and someone can help you right away.
Brittany?
Awesome. My social media handles, it's at Boards by B DFW. You can also call me or text me 214-734-4173.
And if you can't reach her, reach me and I know where she's at.
I don't know. She's a busy woman. She's all over the place.
Yeah.
All right. And I am Tara Padilla, and social media handles at Texan Window Cleaning. I would also love to be your friend on Facebook, Tara Padilla. Don't mind adding me, and I don't mind accepting your request. You can give us a call or text at 972-214-9904 or visit our website at TexanWindowCleaning.com. And I just want to say thank you so much to all of the guests today and the co-host. Thank you for your time. I appreciate y'all being here. And for our viewers, thank you so much for watching. We're here every Thursday. Sometimes it's me, sometimes it's Caitlin. If you're interested in being a guest, feel free in reaching out, and we would love to have you on the show. And so thank you guys so much for tuning in. Anyone have any final thoughts or quotes for the day? Brittany, I liked your quote at Master Networks today.
Did too.
Thank you. I think it was, one day it's going to look like it happened overnight. So keep going.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I love that. Thank you guys so much for being here. Y'all have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching today's show. If you like today's show, please share, like, and subscribe, and make sure to shop, buy, and hire in Wylie. Special thanks to all the guests, co-hosts, and sponsors of the North Texas Community Difference-Wylie.
Thank you for tuning in and watching our show. If you would like to see our next show, or more shows like this one, just click the QR code and go to show schedules, or just follow and subscribe to our channels to get updates and notifications of this show, and many others like it.